Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. You guys, we're here today to do a quick update, okay? Let me just say this. I have been wanting to make this update video for the past couple days. However, I haven't really been wanting to talk about it because I get really passionate when I talk about it. It still really disturbs me. And as some of you may know, if you watched the last video, my baby is currently out of town on a girls' trip, six of them in an Airbnb. Like, it's just eerily similar. And I am trying to calm my nerves, and she's doing a really good job at calming my nerves as well. Like, she is texting back immediately, she's sending me pictures, she's letting me know that she's okay and she's having fun. And I appreciate that. But I know that, once I start talking about this, then I get back to the worrying, and I haven't been trying to do that. So, but I do want to do a quick update because there has been some updates in the situation. First off, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, comment. Let's talk about it in the comments or whatever. But I, number one, want to cite Chronicle Speaks, her YouTube channel, which is following very closely to the story as well. And some of the information that I will be saying is also coming from her channel. So shout out to Chronicle Speaks. And I also want to start off by saying, me saying allegedly it was a transgender woman, apparently that has come out to not be a fact. It is a gendered woman. It's a real woman. It was not a transgender woman. So I feel bad in a way, but in a way I don't, because listen, I kept saying allegedly. Even in the comments, I kept saying, listen, I can't prove it. It's just something that was said or whatever. It's a big ass girl though. So listen, I ain't gonna take that back. That was a big ass girl. But apparently it was a real girl. It was not a transgender woman. So I'm not going to get into the whole situation with Maddie in her rant on Instagram and all that, because I agree with everyone else that's saying it's taken away from the real big picture, and that would be Shanquella. And so I'm not going to go into that whole thing. I will say on Chronicle Speaks' page, she did have an interview with Shanquella's mom, and she pretty much said the same thing that we had already heard, except one of the guys was like one of her very best friends. I think his name was Khalil. And Khalil brought her luggage back. Apparently, they did stay for the trip. How did they do that, y'all? How do you literally kill somebody and then stay for the rest of the trip? I don't care that they left one day early. You still stayed for the rest of the trip. Unbelievable. So he brought the luggage back to the mom and was telling the mom he wasn't there that day. He didn't come to the next day. And so the only thing we really learned from the interview was that the girls ended up coming with him. Two of the girls. One of the girls' name was Winter, and the one that we saw actually beating her up on camera is what's her name? Dejanay or something like that. I don't know, but they came to the mom. Unbelievable. Hugging her, telling her sorry and everything. They came with the guy Khalil at one point. And the sister said she spoke with them and was like, hey, I heard y'all jumped on my sister there. And they were like, no, no. Now, we don't know yet how the sister found out or how it got back to the sister. The thing is, we just kind of believe, or people just kind of believe, that the tape had been out there kind of floating around, and somebody told the sister that, yeah, they were out there beating up on her or whatever. And that's how she knew. But they said it didn't happen. She still didn't believe them, but what can you do? She's all the way there. So that aside, the guy Khalil ends up going on live, and once again, Khalil was the best friend, the guy best friend. He goes on live saying he wasn't there. He said he came the next day, and she did look very tired and everything. Like, they told him that it was alcohol poisoning, and this fool kept saying that he had, he dropped his luggage and he was sitting there with her on the couch, rubbing her head. She wasn't really responding or saying anything. He did see that she had like a busted vein or something in her eye, but he didn't know what happened. And I guess she wasn't really talking, she was unresponsive. They were waiting for the nurse to come. So he also wanted to make mention that the nurse did not come in and find her unresponsive. The nurse came in and found her slumped over the bathroom toilet, which is weird because how was she slumped over the toilet when you said you were there holding her and rubbing her head, listening to Summer Walker, is what this fool kept saying, waiting for the nurse to come in. So I don't know. Of course, they're going to be conflicting stories, crazy stories, because he's just trying to talk his way out of everything and he's talking in circles. Probably would be best for him to shut the fuck up. But he says when the nurse comes, the nurse is like, hey, don't you see this thing, this lump on her head? And he's like, I didn't notice the lump. And the nurse says, yo, what about her eye? Did you see her eye? Yeah, I didn't notice the eye. And then apparently she had like a busted lip and everything. And the nurse is pointing all of this out. And he's saying, but I just really didn't know because all they told me was that it was alcohol poisoning and I wasn't here. I was not here. Now, mind you, I was coming to, celebrate my birthday, which I did not get to do. I didn't get to have one drink. I didn't get to smoke no hookah, no nothing, not listen to one. Like, literally, he's sounding like he's pissed off that he didn't get a chance to enjoy himself because she died on him. Seriously? And then he kind of caught himself because he goes, well, that don't even matter. That don't even matter. No, because he did it like 2 or 3 times talking about how he did not get a chance to really have a vacation. Yo, when I tell you, this dude needs to just seek counsel real quick. And I say that because the father, Shanquella's father, was interviewed, and he wants them to be extradited back to Mexico and serve time in Mexico. However, we find out that the FBI has now opened an investigation, and they are more than talking to Mexican authorities. They are working with them in conjunction, and apparently there won't be any sort of I left my phone. I wrote it down. Basically, there won't be any sort of red tape, basically, because it happened on a resort, which is a tourist area. Now, does that mean that they don't need to be extradited? I don't know. It's just saying that they are able to work with Mexican authorities and get it done faster because everybody is here in the U.S. and the U.S. is taking it very seriously. So, from what we heard, all these people have cut off their Instagram, their Facebooks, everything, and apparently they have family members hiding them. I don't know how true that is. Probably, but I don't know how true that is. I'm trying to think of what else is. Oh, Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving apparently donated $65,000, which was very, very generous to go towards her GoFundMe, which is almost at 300,000. Her funeral was today. She had a beautiful casket. It wasn't like total rainbow colors, but it was colorful, like a young lady. It was colorful. She had hundreds and hundreds of people there. She was brought in a horse driven buggy with in the buggy with her unfortunately her casket. Yeah, it's just very unfortunate, all of it. And I don't really have too much more to say about it. I am keeping up with it. However, again, the way I left the other video is the way I'm gonna leave this one. I just can't wait until I am scrolling Instagram or something and it comes up that these people have been picked up. They are behind bars. And again, I don't even care that this Khalil guy came the next day. They probably won't be able to really hold him on anything because he wasn't really there. But I don't know. I just feel like all of these people should face some sort of time, especially the person doing the videotaping. And we had Khalil saying, "Oh, that wasn't me. Do I sound like that? I'm a man with tattoos." Because the guy who was saying it sounded like a gay man, and so without saying that is what he was saying. Nah, I don't sound like that, and I got tattoos everywhere. Okay, guys. So basically, he's just coming out trying to clear his own name. But again, should not be talking because he is talking himself into a circle. But I just, am still very, very upset about the whole thing, as I'm sure her whole entire family is. The money is nice, however, it does not bring her back or anything. And it's just still a really, really sad situation. So, once again, we just want justice for Shanquella. And I'm not doing any more updates because this is it. Like, I don't really have anything else to say about it. And I'm not trying to, well, first of all, I'm not monetized, so I can't profit off of it anyway. But I'm not trying to, exploit the situation or anything. I wanted to talk about it because at the time, not a whole lot of people were really talking about it for real and get the information out there. And I just felt really, really passionate about the situation and what happened. It's very bad for her and her family. But we'll continue to pray for the family and pray that justice is served. And until next time, you guys, we will pray that my child makes it home safely. And if you have not already, please consider subscribing, like the video, comment. It does wonders for my analytics. And I will see you guys in the next video, which will be Real Housewives of Potomac. Smooches.